Welcome to Dad's DeFi Space. I'm Kevin, and I'm so grateful you've taken a moment out of your day to spend it with me. Your guide to all things Web3, crypto, DeFi, social fi, you name it. But that is not why you're here today. You're here today due probably because of Bitcoin and the crypto markets capitulation. Many of the KOLs, the influencers out there, have been saying, hey, extended cycle, baby. It's not over yet. The bear market is not here, or it will be short lived. Today, we're going to be talking about not just why that's not true, in my humble opinion, not to bring anyone down out there, but what kind of mind frame and strategies can we have to help us succeed in markets like this? But before we go any farther, please like the video, subscribe to Dad's DeFi Space. Go check us out on Web3 at Paragraph, ZORA, Base App, Farcaster, you name it. And go follow us over on X at CryptoZone 1013. Check out the free course and join our free Telegram group. Now, enough about that. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of today. Now, what's crazy is in these markets, everybody is a genius. They are until the market pops you in the mouth. This weekend, it really wasn't about being right in the market. It was about not getting wrecked in the market. And look, I had some positions that I got cooked on and I've been very straightforward in my private group. I am trying to catch falling knives here. I want to catch that long towards the bottom of the range. And if you stay around, I'm going to talk about some of those levels with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ZORA in a few. And I may look at some other alts also. We'll have to just wait and see. So a lot of people out there have been getting wrecked. Let's take a quick just at some of the sentiment out there, because it's crazy. Oh no, we have everything messed up here. How did this happen? Oh great, hold on, excuse me, we had some technical difficulties that I didn't realize were wrong with OBS, so hold on 1 second and we will fix it live. Let's remove that. We're going to bring up a new display. Display 2, 1. Okay. Now we're going to make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Bring order to the bottom. Or this one to the bottom. There we go. All right. Well, now you kind of know how I manage my setup here, right? Hope you enjoyed. All right, there we go. This will work for the day. All right, I apologize there. I didn't realize that my setup was not all the way ready yet. But before we go any farther, let's take a quick look at some of the altcoin charts. It looks terrible today. And I want to give a big shout out to all the Dad's DeFi Space community members. And welcome to today's market report. Look, this one's pretty raw. It's not a lot of hype today. The markets are depressing. There's no hopium whatsoever, but there will be truths today. So over $1.7 billion today was liquidated from the crypto markets. If you take a look, this is kind of what the crypto market looked today. As you can see, not good. There's a lot of red out there clashing with my orange shirt, and we don't like it. But you can make money in the market whether the market's going up or down. Yes, some of our longs did not work out, but we had some shorts that absolutely printed today and yesterday. But what I wanted to talk about first, we'll find right here. So what we witnessed here was possibly one of the cleanest leverage resets I've ever seen. Pretty much Bitcoin nuked down to 81K, and then it nuked again down to 76K, which is nuts to happen that fast. 93% of the liquidations over the last 48 hours have been over Bitcoin longs. Some of that was us covering our own positions when we really didn't want to, but that is part of the game, and that is why we always use a stop loss on our trades. And if you want to learn how to trade and follow proper risk management, please check out the free Telegram or the Premium Group and help support the channel by checking out our L Bank link below. Deposit bonuses, and because of what we negotiated, 15% if you use our link off all of your future spot fees for life. So you're welcome. Just kidding. But let's go back to the video, or the live stream, excuse me. So 93% of those liquidations were longs. But the thing is, these weren't as much panic sellers as over leveraged traders. They got absolutely wiped out. If you take a look at the Binance liquidation map, this is on the 7-day, you can literally see no more long liquidation except for this one little bitty level right here around 85,000. I wonder if we'll ever try to get back up there to fill that. Yes, we will. Bitcoin loves to fill those in eventually. Now, the question is do we have a rebound, and does it happen quickly? Or are we going to be waiting a few months for that to occur? I don't know. But that's why we keep an eye on these things. And if you take a look at the liquidation maps on the daily, this is 24 hours REKT, pretty much wiped out all the leverage here between all of it. Terrible, terrible, terrible for price action. Now, excuse me, if we take a look at the fear and greed index today, we're sitting right at 21, a little bit lower than yesterday. Not good. The stock market is slightly down. Dollar strengths, yields have been spiking, or excuse me, the dollar has actually been getting weak while yields, it's a crazy time. And gold and silver have gone absolutely parabolic, right? Look, when everything sells off together, that's not about conviction. That's literally all of our liquidity evaporating out of the market. Right. But thing is, at this point in time, if we take a look at Bitcoin, and then we'll come back and look at a couple more of these charts, we have heavily hit into our battle zone. Now, over the last 3 days, Bitcoin has capitulated down just over 3 days, 17%. Now, if we go on the weekly, since the all-time high, Bitcoin is literally down wick to wick. Let's say 40%. Another 30% down, and we're looking at bear market bottom prices. This seems to be moving faster and faster compared to previous cycles. This could be good news, and this could be bad news. Good news, maybe by New Year's Eve, maybe by Santa Claus rally next year, it's the beginning of the next bull. Maybe not, but I don't personally have a lot of hope from now until the end of the summer. Ugh. Wow. So we're going to keep an eye on charts, but that doesn't mean that Bitcoin is just going to keep on going down, because the market doesn't move in straight lines. It doesn't go straight down. It doesn't go straight up. And usually after these massive capitulation events like this, we get a big bounce, right? So if I go down on, say, the hourly chart where you can really see this well, I mean, God, what a dump. You can see that on the lower time frames, the stochastic RSI looks like it's about to start. Well, not on the 4 hour yet, but on the 1 hour starting to bend back up. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a bounce. Probably not. I would not get my hopes up. And remember, before we go any farther, I'm just a dad hanging out on a snow day, talking charts and crypto with you guys. So remember, none of this is financial advice. These are just my moves in the market. Please do your own research and never invest more than you can afford to lose. Now, what do you all think is next with Bitcoin, right? Because here's the thing. If we take a look on the weekly chart, all right, and I'm going to widen this out so you can see the moving averages. You can see last market cycle peak. Let's take that off. We don't need that anymore, right? Here and here. And then this market cycle's peak. Now, a couple things I want to point out. During the bear market, we always tap into the 200-week moving average. We did here. We did here. We did here. Excuse me. Here, where we broke through. By the way, breaking through that 200 week has never happened before. That did happen last cycle. We also, before the halving, surpassed our all-time high right here. That has never happened before. So this cycle got front-loaded by institutions. And on top of that, if anybody tells you there wasn't a bull market, what's this? From bear market bottoms to bull market top, Bitcoin had almost a 700% gain this market cycle. 700%. That is a decent bull run. It has kind of time, same length for the most part. But whenever we break below the 50-week moving average, like we did decisively here, we capitulate. Usually the next stop is the 100-week, which we have now broken through. It was here in the battle zone. Guess what our next stop usually is during a bear market? Right here, ladies and gentlemen, the 200-week moving average. And last cycle, we broke below it. So I am actually going to be eyeing for heavy accumulation, not financial advice, of course, right around here. Okay. Now, if we take a look at Bitcoin, you can see that we have almost touched into the low that occurred April of last year when Trump announced the tariffs. We've literally retraced the entire move. Now, that is 74,000. Let's say $74,700 or so. You can see us touching into this today. And if we break below that, our next line of support, we're looking at around 69 to 70K. We will not get back into a range pivot until literally you're looking at around 90K. So we got a long way to go. When do you think others will believe we're in a bear market? And this does not get me more views for sure. But can't lie. I didn't sell as much as I should this cycle. Did you? Let me know in the comments below. And on top of that, we can't let our emotions dictate how we approach our next steps in the market. So before we go any farther, hold on one second. Take a look at ETH, right? The brother from another mother to Bitcoin, Ethereum, the next level of finance supposedly. And trust me, I have a nice ETH bag, so I'd love to see ETH pump. ETH has capitulated down today below $2,300. We almost got down to the 2,200 range. Our base I have marked, excuse me, is around $2,100, and then a lower base around $1,500, and that's on the weekly chart. Just like Bitcoin, we have broken below all of our moving averages. Oh, that's not good. For a long time, ETH was showing a lot more strength. You can even take a look at this ETH Bitcoin chart. This is not good. We have busted back down into the range. Not good. It would have been an excellent time to long Bitcoin dominance way back up here, right? When was that? In December and January 18th? I did not, but I can see how that was a really good trade. But ETH Bitcoin is puking. Ethereum, not looking good. In my younger days, no, we're going to keep this family friendly today. Never mind. Hold on one second. I need to take a moment to check the chat. We're good. Would have been nice to get some more people in here, but oh well. All right. Let's now take a look at a few other charts before we move on. Would like to take a look at Solana. We told you less than a couple weeks ago that if we were to break below 117, our next line in the sand was 110. And after that, it was $95 right here. Guess what? We capitulated down today to around 97. Well, excuse me, 97.82. I'm still getting over this funk, so still pretty hoarse today. But Solana has rebounded back to 101. Sui, sway down around 110. We have that marked. Our next line in the sand is literally 78 cents, guys. Oh my gosh. I would definitely probably buy some sway around 75 to 78 cents. Excuse me. And that's what I mean when the bull market's occurring and prices are going parabolic and people start DCA into alts. Sometimes it's not the best strategy. I even did it myself a little bit too much last cycle. Buy a sway right now at $1.10. That's a good deal. Usually what people do is when the deals suck, that's when they buy, and they sell when it's a buyer's market. It makes no sense. Our emotions have us do this backwards. Okay? Excuse me. Now, I want to hop away from alts for a second, talk just a little bit about the Coinbase Premium Index. Now, I pulled this index off of CoinGlass. The Bitcoin Premium Index is how much institutions are paying, and it gives you a really good idea of bullish and bearish on Bitcoin in the market. For example, this shows us that our funding rate is negative 0.2. The market is bullish when we go above a positive funding rate. We are actually way below it. But I want to show this on the daily and you'll get a better view of what happens. The last time we have been this negative, February of 2025, our capitulation event, January 1st of 2025. Here, October 2024, August of 23, June of 2024. When it's red, price is down. When it's green, price is up. Pretty simple chart that you can use to just add to your tool bag to help make informed decisions. The other one I wanted to look at is, and this was just to really discuss, no, not the total market cap, hold on. excuse me, I wanted to take a look at stablecoin market cap. Okay. Now you can see right here that really all the way back to last September did the stablecoin market cap slowly begin to increase. But once we hit approximately, let's say, February to March of 2025, that was right before that pico, right? That's when you really start to see people move into stables. That's usually not a good sign for the crypto markets. That's people either taking profits or cutting losses and moving cryptos back into stable coins. And that's usually not a good sign for us. All right. The next thing I wanted to talk about today, before we go any farther, right, is I wanted to talk a little bit about my trade that failed. And if you stayed around long enough, this is going to be an excellent part of the video. So this is my most recent market report on DADSDEFISPACE based on ETH. It is our paragraph, kind of Substack, Web3 journal. And this is our most recent market report. So look, we talked about all of these charts here, right? We talked about the relative weakness of ETH, which in turn relates to altcoins, the relative weakness of Bitcoin. And this is one of the new trading card series we have created on ZORA. And this was the one of the trade. Actually, that's not the right one. Hold on a second. I'm going to just pull it up on ZORA. There we go. This was one of our trades. Did not turn out the way we thought. We entered into a long too early. And this was back when Bitcoin touched into 85K. That was about, let's see, right about here. Right? And Bitcoin continued to dump. And the fact that it continued to dump, it eventually dropped below 83K. I bit off more than I could chew. I entered too early in a bearish trend. My fault. The thesis was a rebound at support, which is where I had my stop loss shortly below it. But we didn't lose a lot on this trade because we kept that stop loss. If that stop loss wasn't there, we would have been absolutely liquidated, right? You can't win them all, but risk management can protect your trades and protect your portfolio. Look, this is not averaging down. I don't have a lot of ego. It's not revenge trading. Look, I'm just trying to hit the stop button, hit reset, rewind, and then approach the market again. All right. I want to talk a little bit about ZORA. This is the next part of the stream. ZORA looks terrible. Tons of unlocks coming up over the next little bit. They've already started at this point. The chart looks terrible. We broke through support and we touched in halfway in between the 2.6 fib and the 1.6 fib around 0.021. Would have been a nice little long there maybe, but it's a pretty risky trade, so I got out of this one. If we start to see a change in stochastic RSI momentum going back up, then maybe, but we're way below all our moving averages. And to be honest, I think eventually it may take some time and we may have a pump in the meantime. We're going to capitulate down to the bottom of this area. Our floor, original floor before the pump, which was right at 0.014. Now, below 0.014, I will probably start being a net buyer of ZORA and also my creator coin again. So there may not be as many buybacks over the next little bit. No reason to burn capital when the coin that's paired with ZORA may drop more, but we're just going to have to keep an eye on this. So all those creators out there, do remember that your creator token is paired with ZORA. Now, they just created a new option on ZORA where you can pair your coin with any creator coin. So if anybody would like to pair their coin with DADSDEFISPACE, maybe get a little bit more your name out there on deck screener if trades start to happen, reach out to me, DM on ZORA, or you can DM me on Telegram, reach out on X. Everything's in the description. Now, back to what we were talking about. I'm going to be a net buyer anywhere between these two bottom lines. We did not want to buy on the way down, but we did. Excuse me. We did put a lot of capital into creator coins in the ZORA ecosystem, and that is not looking well right now. I'll be the first to say. Now, let's talk about what I'm not going to be doing in this environment. Okay? And then we're going to go to the last part of the video. I am not using aggressive leverage right now. No chasing green candles, no prediction-based size, none of that. No emotional trading. We're going to follow our process, and we are going to wait. We are in a wait and structure zone. We're not in a let's be a hero zone right now. That is my personal strategy over the next little bit. I'm not heavy accumulating altcoins yet. I am starting to get an eye out on some of them. I mean, heck, Arrow is down to 0.37, Ondo 0.27, Tau's below 190. If you're looking at the charts, you already know this. Now, the final thing I wanted to talk about today is a new opportunity on Crystal Finance. Now, if you've already watched our latest video, and it's episode 1 of our AI Agent Vault, Crystal Finance is now, and I'll take you to my profile, they now are allowing you to create agentic vaults where an AI agent manages the yield for you. Now, my AI agent has taken a dip. I was expecting it because the market dropped so fast, it can only respond so well. But it has managed this high risk, high yielding vault way better than I ever could. We have thrown it curveballs. We have, we started off with a D-Genny terrible portfolio that it then began to correct just to see how it would respond. And I am happy with some of the results. We're probably going to build maybe some more conservative strategies in the near future, but we're going to keep running this one. So I have not released the video for episode 2 yet, but this is going to be the most current and will probably become part of episode 3. And since this capitulation event, yields have been up. Right now, we're averaging about 264% APR. Now, we only have one position, that's Clanker Wrapped ETH, which if the market rebounds, this one will perform pretty well and probably make up the difference of what we lost. It has been in so many different positions over the last week, and we will be creating a more in-depth update video to talk about these Crystal Agentic Vaults. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail now, but if you're interested in farming yield with us over on Crystal Finance, please consider using our referral link in the description. It helps support the channel, my work, and it's kind of fun to use Crystal's Agentic Vaults. You can be simple, just say, hey, I want to run a conservative strategy that's 50% stable coins, and this, I'm looking to earn a yield of this, and I'm okay with you doing this. You can give it any parameters you want, and then it does the work for you. Now, of course, you have to make sure you're inputting your parameters right, because it will mess up. Now, the final thing today, what should we be aware about over the next little bit? The market's in a downtrending market. We are in the bear. Don't forget it. I'm shorting the big pumps or buying support sometimes with tight stops because the market's been crazy lately. And of course, flash crashes are going to happen. And flash crashes, they don't have to end your portfolio. But I'm going to tell you, your bad habits will. You don't have to do more in a volatile market. You just have to become a better DeFi investor, a better trader, a better social fi creator. Maybe you trade, whatever you do. It doesn't matter. Sometimes stepping away and taking a break is the best thing that you can do. Look, the weekend has reminded me again, you don't have to do more. Process beats the predictions. Structure and process protect you. And in this market, risk management is everything, because remember, on that trade, Dad got cooked. But when I follow my process, we don't get cooked on all of them. So I want to show you a couple things before we got out of here. These are quite a bit older, actually. Here's one of our good Bitcoin long trades from quite a while ago, from 86.8 to 89.2 at around 41x leverage, 111% profit. There's some chart analysis in the Freemium Group. Here's another smaller one, 33% gain, Bitcoin long. It's part of the same trade, I'm pretty sure. That was an entry. Ooh, here's an Ethereum short. Nice one here. Solana short. Ooh, a really nice one here. Right? But we've taken some losses too, just like we showed you with that Bitcoin long. You're never, ever going to win all your trades. You're not. But the same is true if you're playing in DeFi, if you're playing in SocialFi, no matter what your edge is in this market. So if you want to build more of an edge, check out DADSDEFISPACE on Web 2, on Web 3. Check out our paragraph. Check us out on ZORA or Base App or Forecaster or X. It does not matter. We're just trying to build up a presence everywhere. So thank you for being a part of this stream. Again, remember, none of this is financial advice. Go out and touch some grass today. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace.